Hello, welcome to the program Agric. Today on ARCN Television, Mabushi, Abuja, Nigeria. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin Amin. Today's program will be focused on the progress made by federal government in attaining food security. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, through the Minister, Senator Abubakar Kyari, has reaffirmed its commitment to provide tractors for both small and large-scale farmers. The initiative, according to Senator Kyari, aims to catalyze farming activities and fortify the nation's food security. The Minister of Agriculture, Senator Abubakar Kyari, in a technical meeting with Jondol Group on mechanization at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja, emphasized the inclusive nature of the tractor distribution plan. Let's hear from him.
We also mentioned that the 2,000 is not sacrosanct. There's a possibility that if there's room for increasing that amount, it can be done. And we are aware that you have been here before, probably Director of Mechanization. When was it that they were here? I think it was some years ago, the first time, 2019, right, and that did not materialize. And like you just rightly mentioned, that this is the first time we have gone this far. And I would like to also reiterate the commitment of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in making this arrangement this time around for it to work. As I'm talking to you, he's waiting for this meeting to see how far we have gone. The only concern that I have, and we have here at the ministry, is that there seems to be a slow pace in implementing some of the concepts that we have lined out. But before I go into that, maybe I may call on the deputy director. I think the director FDA is not here, who chaired the meeting, but the deputy director of mechanization attended the meeting. I want him to brief the House on what they have done on that meeting and some of the conclusions that they have reached, so that we know how to take off from their last meeting and see how we can also combine your own ideas with ours, so that we want to fast track and want to also know precisely when will the first set of tractors arrive Nigeria. Because in our meeting last November, we were told that the CKDs, the one that will be assembled at the Tata facility, Lekki, would come later in the year, but there will be some imports on complete, semi-knockdown, that they will come before that facility, even though if those semi-knockdowns would be partly assembled in the facility, right? So, but we want to know precisely. Let us give ourselves timelines so that we monitor our progress and see how we achieve the desired objective. We're in the third month of 2024, and we have assured Nigerians that we will have 2,000 in the year 2024. If we're in the third month, we should have, that's a quarter, should have 500 by now on ground. So, but here we are, like we're a bit stuck in the mud, and want to run away from all the problems that you envisage in the past. And if there are any naughty areas that we need to look at, we need to do it assiduously. So let me call on the Deputy Director and explain to us what they have achieved and what they have reached in their meeting of 12th January.
Yes, and that was the first meeting we had with the Jandia representative. The representative was, the person represented him was Jen Elo, who is already there. He's the West Africa sales manager for West Africa and North. And Fred Mahama, territory sales manager, West Africa. and Engineer Felix Obechi, who is the branch sales manager here in Nigeria. So that meeting was held at the directors of agriculture, who was chaired by the director himself. During that meeting, we were able to discuss the following things. We found out that it is necessary for the ministry to interface with CBN to be so that they can involve in areas of guarantee for the company and other financial support that can be stimulated by the CBN. Then we discussed on the Leke ground in Lagos, who is to prepare for the coming of the tractors, let's say the first batch, and at the same time we look into the issue that there is need to actually look for a land in Abuja at like 1 to 2 hectares for the building of an assembly plant in Abuja. And if it is not found in Abuja, even the neighboring state is okay, Kogi, Niger or Nasarawa, any one we can lay hand on, that one will also be okay. We talk on the sustainability of this program, which the officer from the John Deere has already said on the training of operators and mechanics to handle the machinery for effective operation and efficient management of the machinery. And this was agreed upon for sustainability of the machines and equipment. Then the provision of a dashboard in the ministry for monitoring and data collection, that is through the Hello Tractors dashboard. And this will actually help in order to gather data on machinery operation all over the country. Then the payback of the transaction come from the project, which the managing director actually stressed, the managing director of the Bank of Agriculture, who was in the meeting at that time, also stressed the importance of that interface, because the foreign exchange to Tata John Deere, who is the local vendor, has to be translated to the off-takers. The off-takers' money has to be translated into dollars for onward payment to the John Deere International. So this is very, very important that the interface with the central bank has to know that it is the Tata John Deere will need this foreign exchange so that it can be translated when we buy it in Naira in the local market. Also, we look at the issue of foreign exchange, the unstable foreign exchange we have, and due to that, we found out that the prices that can be fixed today may not be the prices that will fix tomorrow. So in that case, we conclude that prices will be reviewed from time to time.
Expressing discontent with the delayed physical readiness of the tractors, Senator Carrier showed that efforts will be intensified to make them available to farmers in the next few months. He also clarified it is with the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that this initiative is seeing the light of day.
We have the wet season coming up very soon. You shouldn't expect anyone to pay anything without seeing the tractors on ground. And I think the idea is for you to bring the tractors first and then make all the arrangements later. So let it not be a precondition for the tractors that you need off-takers to pay first, because they need to see the tractors on ground. For the role of government is to facilitate the seller and the buyer, and also to make sure that the buyer gets the appropriate equitable value in terms of whether it is outright sale or credit sales. So this is what we are here for. But like I said, we're in March. Today is March 6th, and we need to see everything on ground, and this calls for action. I was hoping that when you come today, we'll just go beyond courtesy call. I thought you were going to give me a good news that your ship is berthing next week with maybe 500 tractors. So you're smiling. Is that not so? So, and we need to see that action quickly. Mr. President is concerned to see that this program takes off immediately.
The Minister of State, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Abdullahi Sabi, on the spot echoed optimism regarding the positive impact of the tractors on farming activities and the overarching goal of ensuring food security. He emphasized the need for measures to ensure their proper utilization.
The subject of discussion is one that has been receiving lip service over the years. The question the journalist asked, I think he was just asking from, sorry to use the word, lack of adequate information. In mechanization, you talk about horsepower per a particular unit area of work. And in agriculture, we talk about horsepower per hectare. And currently, Nigeria's horsepower is put at about 0.002. Some figures will quote something around that, but it's not even up to 0.01 or 0.1, I mean. What that implies is that we are still at subsistence level in terms of the equipment our farmers use to carry out planting, weeding, harvesting, and all the other, activities in agriculture. And that is why the drudgery does not make them productive. And the delay also means that the productivity, the yield they are supposed to have is not attained. And that is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recognized in terms of the importance. If you have to increase your production to meet food security, then you need to increase the productivity of your farmers. And that is what we are targeting. The African average is to be 1.7 horsepower per hectare. And if you look at global average, it's about 2.5. Most developed countries have nothing less than 2.5 horsepower per hectare. So if you look at this, you are also not to look at just the federal. Various state governments are also making efforts to, increase mechanization. And I think the case in point that is trending now is that of, the former governor of Niger State, my brother, Senator Honorable Mohammed Umar Babu. And I think it's with the same John there. So if that is already working, I think I'm now trying to call the attention of the journalists. It means you should have had more hope that this one will also work. And by the grace of God, it will work. Amen. So please, as we leave this hall, drop the clothes of pessimism and wear the garb of optimism for renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to our partners, we are totally committed. And we are happy that you are also totally committed. So please, let's deep dive. Let's just go for it. Your product is one that all of us read from secondary school. If you read Agric secondary school, you will see tractors is John Deere they will put there for you. The other one is Massey Ferguson. But that John Deere will always be there. So I think we want you to be there. Let me change please be here for us. And I'm happy. What we are having is a total package. This is the difference, and that is the game changer. Because when there are no technical people who will attend to this, farmers misuse it. They bring people who try to, provide, improvise, and in the course of it, damage the mechanism that the machinery is supposed to work with. We've had several rehabilitation of tractors in the past, it never worked. So I think this time around, the right thing is being done. And for the youths who will come in as entrepreneurs, you've heard from the MD. They are also going to bring in the technical know-how, skill sets, competencies that will help you to run the business so that it's sustainable. So in a nutshell, what I've seen is that we are having a sustainable agricultural mechanization program using John Deere tractor as a model. That's what we're having. And if you remember also the earlier statement by the minister, he talked about other efforts that we're having. Because from what he's saying, you have to have a figure to start somewhere. So the 70,000 is a starting point. Nigeria is so huge that if we're having 1 million tractor, it's not a crime. But we have to start somewhere. So if right now most of the figures being quoted is about 5,000 or 7,000 functional tractors, and we are targeting 70,000, I think that's a good jump. It should fetch us some medal. And I think we are ready to take that jump by the grace of God. So I want to welcome you once again, and as you travel back, we wish you journey mercies. But we are also happy that you are also already in other climes. So the success stories there, the critical success factors, please don't hesitate to bring them down here so we can learn and quickly make progress. Because if you are not in Nigeria, you are not in Africa. It's when you come to Nigeria that you come to Africa.
The management of Shondor Group affirmed their commitment to expedite the arrival of the tractors into the country. They highlighted their comprehensive support, including providing knowledge, information, and technical assistance to Nigeria's agriculture sector and economy.
So like for the S is a solution to mechanization. It's not just equipment. It's the full solution for sustainable farmers and bringing the sustainability to farmers. The M is for mechanization for higher yields. So the challenge that we see is that the yields are yet there, but it's suboptimal. So we have to increase those yields with the land we have. The A is access to finance. And in this case, this is the biggest stumbling block for us. We're obviously working on getting that side, but without the access to finance, meaning finance bringing the equipment in as well as finance to the end user, those are the things that we have to put in place. The R stands for reliability, for lower cost, and the lower cost is absolutely a factor. The major thing that we want to do is increase the profitability of the farmer. It can be the small guy, the small farmer, it can be the large commercial farmer. The goal of this is to increase the profitability of this. And then the last one is for bringing the technology, but also the training. So someone mentioned the training, and it was on the operator training. It's not the only training we bring with this project. What we bring is a bit of business training as well. So what we want to do is we want to take the entrepreneurs of the world and help them with the tool, with the equipment, and with the backing of the training and the knowledge on how to be a contractor, how to handle cash flows, how to vet customers, all these type of things. That's part of the training that we do. So it's not a solution that we want to sell the tractor and we want to be out and make a quick buck. We're in it for the long term. We want to build the community. We've got thousands of these projects running elsewhere in Africa. And actually last week I received some pictures of, and people think South Africa is a commercial developed agricultural landscape. We have smallholder farmers in there as well, and we've got a project in South Africa as well with significant improvements in yield, significant improvements. You cannot compare the two. So that's my final comments. It's a bigger scheme. It's a longer project that we are working on, and we are really excited. We know this is going to work. We just need to cross the last couple of hurdles.
The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria (ARCN) coordinates the activities of research institutes and is responsible for supervision, regulation, coordination of research activities and programs of higher institutions in Nigeria. And Professor Hamidu Shaributu, since assumption as Executive Secretary of ARCN in April 2020, has solidified the transformation of agriculture in Nigeria through strategic and meaningful execution of research findings for improvement of the agricultural sector.
For grains, we have the parabolic solar dryers. These are specialized solar dryers used for drying agricultural produce such as whole grains, yam and cassava chips, fruits and vegetables more efficiently. It is made of a special material that concentrates the rays of the sun within the enclosure while eliminating harmful ultraviolet radiation. Products dried are free from contaminants and are hygienic.
The parabolic shaped solar dryer is a need-based technology because virtually when we travel all over the country, you will see by the roadside, you see people drying all sorts of agricultural produce. Some spread their own on bare ground, and by the time the vehicles are moving, the dust stay on the products. The reptiles will come, they will eat whatever they can eat, drop their feces and their urine on it, and the owner comes in the evening to pack everything together and still eat that product. And the product has been contaminated, and we feel this is not right, and it is part of our mandate to make sure that we set it right, and that was what led to this, so that we can solve this problem at the grassroots level. Instead of drying by the roadside, drying on just bare ground in their villages, when they have this as a drying center, everybody in the community can bring their product there, spread on the tray, and they get it dry under hygienic condition that is covered. And the dryer also have another property to screen the ultraviolet ray of the sun, which is also can cause hazard to human health.
Welcome to Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Kuru, Jos, Plateau State.
The atomic absorption spectrophotometer, AFS, is an instrument which is used for the determination of metals that are dissolved in source.
Plantation. Put it like welcome to production farms, where we're going to take you around our production tanks and a practical fisheries and integrated farm. We integrate the farming system with a banana and plantain and so many aquatic animals.
Students and the other youths and women within the community. And this, in the aspect of training, we have two aspects of the fisheries and aquaculture. The fisheries aspect is the way to catch a fish, like a processing aspect, the catching aspect, and then when we come to the aquaculture aspect, is the breeding and then the production unit. In every aspect of agriculture sector, you need to have a seed. So the college here, our mandate is to train how to produce a fish seed, that is the fingerlings. And also, not only the fingerling production also, we also aid in producing manpower from different aspects of the community, different communities. Fishery School Baga is a very long established in 1978, of which, for me, let me use of opportunity to say that I am also part and parcel of this college, because I graduated from this college, and that college, the college is more or less of entrepreneurship of the college, where when a student leaves the college, at least can stand by himself. Now, as we are talking about the federal government is now talking about food security. So once if you come out from this college, graduate from Agric, you can able to at least maintain our training and then also stand by yourself, self-employment.
ARCN,
promoting agriculture.
This proactive collaboration signifies a pivotal step towards strengthening the agricultural landscape and realizing the nation's food security objective. On this note, we wrap it up on Agric Today for this week. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share our program on YouTube, on ARCN TV and radio. Bye for now.